Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of CaseyBuilds Live. Yesterday was a lot of fun. The Fast and Furious Technic set was actually a lot better than I was worrying it might be based on the reviews some people had posted about it. So I enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot of fun with Chris building it at the same time. Made it a little bit extra fun. But it took a lot longer than I was expecting it would. So today I figured we're just going to do just a regular old Star Wars set, not a big complicated model, just a smaller set, just to do something easy and quick today. So this one is the Death Star Final Duel. Bo James has been asking me constantly to do the Death Star, which is a massive 4,000 piece set, and it will be huge, and I intend to do it very soon. But this, I'm hoping I can trick him into thinking is good enough for at least a couple more weeks, because it's part of the Death Star, and he's a big fan of Darth Vader and the dark side of the Force. So this set is actually it's one of the older sets that I haven't opened yet. So this one, the copyright on it's from 2015. So I mean, not that that's particularly ancient or anything, but it's been sitting there on the shelf for 5 years, and it seemed like it was finally time to do it. As usual, I'm gonna find the first bag that I need to build here, and then I'll hand the rest of the bags off to Lex for sorting purposes. Oh, stickers that aren't sealed together with the instructions. That's fine. Okay, that says bag 1. There are no other bag 1s. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you are. Thank you. Okay. So let's flip over to the main build camera here. Put our stickers up over there. And tear into bag number 1. I can already see here there is this box, which I'm going to assume has capes in it, based on looking at the minifigs. And these are things that I don't like to open. So hopefully the minifigs won't look too silly without the capes. Why, hello there, Taco Cub. Welcome to the stream. Should be a quick one today. Alright, well, there's already the first cape that I won't be putting on. Yeah. We're going to have Darth Vader in a stylish pantsuit. Who gets what pants? It's here. This is Luke's body, and this is Darth Vader's body. I'll be sure to show off the minifigs as I'm putting these ones together, because that's actually one of the cute things in sets like this. Some of the more impressive scale Star Wars sets where you're building a ship of some kind, or a droid, a big model of a droid, they give you like maybe one minifig to go with it, just as a little gimmicky kind of a thing. This set will have like 4 or 5 of them, and it's actually pretty darn cool. So we have Darth Vader here, and you don't actually see his face when the mask is on, but you have a full mask that fits over top, and so you have Vader there, and he had the proper scarring on his face, so that's pretty great. sadly, the Star Wars hilts are all going to be a shiny silver. It doesn't look like Lego has different color options for those. But Darth Vader does have. Oop, yeah. Darth Vader does have a his proper red lightsaber, which is good. I don't know why he's holding handcuffs. That's not very Darth Vader-y, but oh well. And then Luke here. Oh, that's cute too. So the Luke minifig, you can see here that yes, he's got one normal hand, and then he has one black hand. Since this set is from Return of the Jedi, which is after his hand has gotten chopped off. So that's pretty great. Very fun. And naturally he does have a green lightsaber. Appropriate. So we'll just set them off to the side up here. Start building the stage. So I definitely spend most of my time building either large scale sets or for Star Wars sets, the ship models, things like that, or big scale set like the Disney Castle. I tend to get I get all of the Star Wars sets when they come out, just because I want to have them all. But I'm not always as excited to build the smaller sets, so that's why things like this can happen, where I'll have a set that's been sitting on the shelf for 5 years and I haven't ever actually opened it. So I actually have quite a few boxes over here. This is where the smaller Star Wars sets are. I'd say I have more unopened sets on this this shelf than I do on probably any of the other shelves around here. All my big Star Wars sets, I usually can't help myself. I just dig into those and the cars and the Technic sets and everything. But anyway. But these sets are nice, nice quick ones. Not terribly challenging. Just sort of fun to see what sort of both what sorts of things they can accomplish with Lego. It is funny and fun to see. Lego designs are very minimal because there's obviously a limit to the level of detail you can get in using standard bricks. But knowing that there's a limit to the level of detail that they can do, it's kind of fun just seeing how they accomplish conveying certain things from movies or just general themes with bricks. And you can see it and sort of need to use your imagination to see what they were going for, but at the same time, if you see it, it's completely obvious that it was completely intentional for them to build it the way they did. For example, on the in the Harry Potter Hogwarts castle, I think that was the one. There's just a standard little 1x1 square brick. Wait, I might be getting my ones confused. And it's supposed to be a book. Maybe it wasn't that one. But it's the kind of thing. That's the sort of thing where you will see something that's like literally a 1x1 brick that you would use all over the place for whatever. very, very standard Lego piece. And yet, in the context, looking at it, you're like, oh, well, that's obviously the book that got left over here, kind of a thing. So, I think it's fun to see the sorts of things they are able to accomplish with such, with just standard bricks like that. And as I mentioned before, probably mostly during the castle build, step 14 there, you can see that we have these bendy pivot pieces here, which means that we're either going to have moving parts, which I doubt this stage will have moving parts, or we're going to have things coming off at an irregular angle, and they use this to let you actually achieve non-90 degree angles. Those used to be some of my favorite parts to see when I was building, like a lot of the castle sets when I was younger, because those would usually indicate the way they were used there would be for sort of like secret passages and hidden doors, and so if you saw those, it meant that there would be a secret door that could swing open somewhere. So, moving parts are the best parts. Make something that is otherwise a completely static toy that doesn't move at all into something interesting and dynamic and interactive. Not to mention, if you've ever seen a hidden door that leads into a secret room in someone's house, you know how cool that is. I think the first one of those I ever saw was back in high school. We were having a yearbook party at one of the girls' houses. I want to say her name was Stephanie Sims. I don't know if that was actually her house or not, or if that was even if somebody's name. I think it was. It sounds right. Clearly she wasn't one of my best friends at school, but I think it was her house, and she had this really cool big house. You know, I think her parents were doctors or lawyers or something like that, and she had we were in the living room, and she needed to go grab something, and she said, you know, hang on, I'll be right back. And she walked up to, they had the entire wall in the living room was bookshelves, and she pulled on switch, and the part of the wall came out, and it led down into their wine cellar. It was one of the coolest things. I had never seen something like that had existed outside of a movie before, and obviously it stuck with me. While her name did not. Maybe that was student government and not yearbook. I'm gonna have to dig out my yearbook and look through here now and see if I can remember. Or maybe her name was Laura. I'm completely lost right now. Anyway, okay, we have something interesting going on here. this is gonna slip into here. So there's something, I don't know if this is meant to ultimately be a moving part in the piece, but there's something going on there. That's kind of fun. Well, and we'll put this here to lock it into place, so now it won't be able to come out. So that extension bridge there, I guess we'll see what that is. Actually, I think the bookshelf went into a room, and then there was a staircase that went down into, it was like a basement and a garage. They were kind of the same thing, and then they actually had a big round wooden door that looked like a big wine barrel on end, and that opened up to go into the wine cellar. So again, I can't remember what her name was. Hopefully I'm not friends with her on Facebook and she didn't see the post for this and is watching this and now knows that I don't remember her name. Okay, I think we might be done with bag one already. Let's see here. Yeah, that's it. That's okay. We have an extendo platform here. Through the magic of TV, bag two is already sorted. Oops. And just like that, I'm already trying to skip steps. Did that yesterday and I had to go back a whole bunch of pages. Crypt Keeper? I don't think so, Chris, although she was pretty darn skinny if I remember correctly. Again, let's hope that she's not watching right now. Fingers crossed. I keep wanting to retract the bridge here, but it's out in the instructions, but we're going to play fast and loose. We're going to leave it retracted just because it feels better like that. And we will extend it once again when it's required. Anyway, Chris, nice to see you out there today. Are you building something new today? Okay. There's a 2x on this step, so we need to build 2 of them. You wouldn't have known her very well. I don't think so. I think she kind of lived in the same neighborhood, sort of north of BV, kind of in the direction that the Rudermans live. Oh, my story was about someone in high school having a bookshelf that pulled away and was a hidden entrance into some other place in her house. And it was very impressive. Darth Vader keeps falling over. We'll just put them laying down right there. Okay. Okay. That guy goes right there. All right. These look like the possibly the pillars that Darth Vader pulls or throws at Luke at one point during the fight. I think. Thought you might agree. Quality control. I just got a note from MD Cordy. I don't know if he's watching the stream at the moment or not. I know he said he was going to be a little late because he was out with his dog, but I got a text telling me that he is following the CaseyBuilds recommendation that DiGiorno is not all that bad. So he's going with.
Use a pan. Don't put it straight in the oven.
He's going with the CaseyBuilds recommendation. I don't know if he's watching right now. They're meant to go directly on the oven.
No.
That way you don't ruin the crust. Just throw it right in on there. No. You make food in your oven. Apparently Lex is not impressed with my cooking.
I didn't say it didn't taste good. I just said it was messy.
Honestly, that's probably better for both of us anyway. Oh, he is out there. Yeah, if you put the pizza directly on the grill and don't have anything underneath it, it will get all gooey and dribbly. And even if you do, and by underneath it I mean you put the pizza on the grill and then on a lower shelf you put something underneath it. So when it
Grill, it's a rack.
Rack, not grill. I don't cook enough to know that the name is not grill. And I wouldn't say I cook. I have been known to heat up a DiGiorno pizza from now and then. Top ramen. Now that's another story. I am a top ramen master chef. There we go. That said, after the last time I put the DiGiorno directly on the rack, I was told not to cook anymore, so.
That is not how that happened.
I'm perfectly content being relegated to the barbecue, though. Okay, this is a weird little something or other we're putting together here. This is most likely going to be some kind of interactive bit. I'm not really sure what it is yet. Looks like it'll be something that twists and moves somehow. TBD. Now it has a lever. There they are. Little gray cheese wedges. Going to make a few more sets of stairs. One thing that's really nice about having this, using these trays, not just for the wonderfulness of getting things sorted, but it gives us a nice hard surface when we need to make things flush. So that's pretty cool. Aha, okay. And the little don't poke your eyeball out indicator means that we've got something that is interactive, which is always fun. So what we have now, if you can see this, is there we are. When we pull the little lever, oh no, oh no, pops the stairs off. There we go. That's cute. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are probably going to be extra pieces. Stairs up to the top. There we go. Yeah, that's a nice little hidden trick. So it's the 2 stairs in the middle with the studs that go all the way across, and when you push on that, it pops them right off. Very creative. Nice. Okay, well I think there we go. That was stage 2 done. Time to work on bag number 3. Leave this up here. Bag number 3. Alright. Okay, this looks like we're done with that for now. We'll set that to the side. And now we're going to be building a side area here. One, two, three, four. Those stairs have gotten me excited to see what other sorts of little tricky nonsense this set will have. Who doesn't like tricky nonsense? Gotta admit, I really like the color scheme of this set. We've got a whole lot of black and red and gray pieces, which is just looking good. Chris, I think I'm going to adjust that to be, how about Trixie nonsense?
Trixie Hobbitses?
Yes. I feel like this piece right here, I'm going to call it a lair wall, because they use these a lot on things like in the Batcave set. They have a lot of these in I think in one of the Avengers sets you see this a lot. It's a little more interesting than just a flat wall piece. Oh man, doing this build with my Vader helmet on, that would have been, yes, that would have been good. But yeah, you would see the sweat dripping down out from underneath
Not very menacing.
the helmet. The Lego Studio has a tendency to get a little warm when I'm sitting in it. Oh, they're LED lights. They don't make any heat.
I don't know.
Yeah, my Darth Vader helmet doesn't have the greatest visibility. This isn't even a drinking build today. Visibility. It doesn't have the greatest visibility. Which I guess would make it more interesting for you guys to see if I could actually do it. It would be a booger for me. I feel like my hair's starting to get long enough that it's practically a helmet.
Draw a star in your face, thank you, Anakin.
Or Vader.
So we take one and get. Dr. Shaker beer.
Well, luckily summer getting worse doesn't mean as much where we are as it does up in the Sacramento region. Summer getting worse up there is awful. Here it's a couple of degrees.
Like 90 instead of 75.
Yeah. But I guess doing the build in front of the board game shelves would kind of be an interesting backdrop. Change of scenery anyway. Quality control. You missed an opportunity yesterday where I made a pretty big mistake, and you weren't around to tell anybody to make sure I did a shot. So you missed out. What was I just gonna do? Vader. Oh, for those of you that weren't with us for the build from the very beginning, the Darth Vader minifig is pretty cool. You actually have the Darth Vader proper pale head underneath the helmet. So even though you can't see his head, it is Darth Vader's head under there, which is kind of fun. Oh boy, we've got more parts that indicate moving stuff. I love moving stuff. Yeah. So we've got a little dingus hanging down right here. Looks like we're going to have a drop away bridge, or who knows? We'll find out soon. And one of the things I was talking about yesterday when we were doing the Fast and Furious build is how Lego, with a lot of the Technic pieces in particular, there's one color for the type of piece that it is. Ass came with the dingus. Yeah. This piece right here comes in this color, this beigey tan color, or blue. Most of the time it's blue, and one of the things that you just learn is the blue one actually holds pieces tighter, and I don't know what kind of difference, like if you were to hold them up other than the color, if you'd actually be able to see the difference between the two of them. I'm not sure, but the tan version of this, if we had used blue ones in here, these would be tight, and you'd have to want to move them. As it is with the beige pieces, you can see there's just a whole lot of play there. Yeah, and for whatever reason, particularly with the Technic pieces, they don't have a lot of different colors. They just have a very few specific colors, so that you know if you're looking for a certain type of piece, you know, okay, well, I need the blue connector. Or if you want it to be something that is a little more loose, you would use the tan connector. Cordy, I'm excited to build my haunted house and see what that means. All right. Oh, this is fun. Okay. So this little pillar right here it sits in, there's a hole to kind of give it a default location to sit, but if you break the pillar, the platform drops away. Let's see from the side if I can hold it. There. When the pillar drops away, the platform drops away. That's really cool. Oh, that's fun. How exciting. I'm sure everybody's as excited about that as I am. Thank you for sharing my joy. Or perhaps thank you for letting me share my joy with you. If you did not know that this was something that you could get excited about. Spoiler alert, there's very few things with Lego that you can't get excited about. Very, very welcoming for excitement. Yeah, and I've never seen a column, a pillar like this before, using one of these to sit in the hole. That is new and creative. I love seeing new things. After building hundreds and hundreds of Lego sets, you don't always expect to see something that new, and I've never seen anything like that before, so that is fun. Oh, stickers. Thanks for bringing me back down. Stickers do not spark joy. Alright, another little micro step area. So this is another piece that I've only ever seen in Star Wars builds, Star Wars sets. This guy right here, and I think the first time I saw one was on a TIE Fighter, and it was to be the front of the TIE Fighter. Oh, could be lying about that. No, I was starting to think that maybe some of the old space sets might have had these as hatch doors on like space stations or something, but the older space sets were actually a little more sharp-edged and angular. So, curious if that was something that they came up with specifically for Star Wars sets. Certainly possible. It just has a very Star Wars look to it. I was talking to someone earlier and had mentioned that this was the set that I was planning to build today. Oops. And they were very surprised, not that this was the set, but they were curious if all of these things were new sets that I kept buying, in particular to build them on the stream here. And I let them know that no. And this was in fact a set that has been sitting on my shelf for a few years now, as I've already mentioned earlier today. I do have unopened sets here. But I've reached a point where my set buying and my set building are not necessarily related to one another. I certainly intend to build the things that I get, but I've found that my my purchasing exceeds how quickly I can build them a lot of the time. But, and the reason why I brought this up is because I did not used to get as many sets, and I would get them in more of a, well, I want to have something new to build, so I'm going to go buy a new set. That used to be the way I worked, as opposed to now, where I pretty much am watching when sets come out, and when new sets are available, I get them day one. That's because I got tired of every once in a while there being a set that I wanted to do that had either sold out or been discontinued, and Lego sets are not always available. They're usually out for a year or two, few years, but they do have a lifespan, and I did not want to have to deal with the sadness. Oh, well, that was the end of that one. Bag 3 is done. I didn't want to have to deal with the sadness of not being able to have something that I wanted once I made the decision to have it. So it seemed like it was much easier to simply buy all of the sets as they come out, just so that I wouldn't have that problem anymore of missing something that I wanted once I got around to wanting it. Anyway, okay, so we have the last thing we did with that one was we ended up attaching the breakaway area here to the main stage spot. I don't know. We're gonna put that off to the side again because now we're working on something else. But first, we need to build one of the red guard without a cape and the Emperor. Should never have to experience the sadness of not immediately having something when one wants it. Exactly. Quality control, you understand. Oh, see. Earlier I was talking about Darth Vader's hilt of his lightsaber being silver instead of black, and I guess it is pretty much a 50-50 split between silver and black, because this guy definitely has a black hilt. The red guards. Quality control. Red guards. Did they have red lightsabers? This does.
They had lightsabers. They had staffs.
They had staffs. But it was a full like full height, floor to head length one, right? This seems wrong. This doesn't look like canon. Need help. Cordy, I do not do capes because I do not like.
Nope, that's right.
Is that right? Oh. Well, it looks kind of lightsaber-y.
Yeah, but it's not really.
Is that just metal? A metal rod?
Kind of looks like it, yeah. Or a sword.
More like a pike. All right. Yeah, so the little capes in here, I don't open them up because I feel like when I take everything back apart, they could very easily get torn or bent. And that worry is enough to keep me from wanting to take them out of the protective package that they're in. So Okay, I am going to poll the audience here. We have the Emperor with his lightning hands, buzz buzz, and we have a choice on face for the Emperor. We have serious mode, and we have seriously ticked off mode. So angry, super angry. I'm gonna set that to the side before I put his little hood on, his cowl. So informal poll. Tell me if you think we should go angry or scary. We'll say this is the angry face, and this is the scary face. Angry, scary. Right there. So everybody gets to vote. You want angry or scary? Super angry. Everybody. So far, that's 2 votes for super angry. Oh, 3 votes for Sue. I think this is going to be a landslide. Yeah. All right. We'll just go to super angry then. That is one of the clever things that they do with minifigs. If you've never noticed this before, sometimes they will print a face on both sides of a head, knowing that when you put the thing on top of it, it will hide what's on the other side. So you actually have effectively 2 different faces on a minifig head that you can choose from. And the very first time I saw one, I thought, oh, this is weird. This is a misprint. Why are there 2 faces on this head? And then I realized that the hair covered the back side of the face, and I thought, oh, well, that's creative. That lets you choose which facial expression you want your minifig to have. So there you go. You guys voted for the scary, super angry face. So that's what we're going with. So I actually learned a really great piece of trivia the other day from Quality Control about the force lightning that the Emperor shoots out of his hands. And it's with regard to, somebody asked a question, or maybe nobody asked a question, but why doesn't Darth Vader ever do that? If Darth Vader is this total force monster, why doesn't he ever do that? Why does he just limit himself to, like, choking people or whatever? And it didn't happen in one of the movies, obviously, but in one of the books, they talked about the fact that Darth Vader actually, in fact, did one time do the Force lightning, and it was so destructive and all-consuming that he almost destroyed an entire planet because he couldn't stop himself, or didn't want to stop himself, or I don't remember exactly what it was, but basically it was so powerful when he did it, it scared the bejesus out of him, and he thought, you know what? I don't need to do that anymore. I'm good. That's enough for me. I don't need to go that far. It was too much. Okay. I'm going to attach this one quickly. So this last one, we pretty much built the whole thing before he had to attach it. This one, we're having to attach it almost immediately. Quality Control, was my retelling of that close enough? Oh, this is weird. Okay, so we're going to be building a cylinder here. And there's a lot of stickers. that are going to need to alternate. Looks like they're all supposed to be the same. Nope. That one's not. So I'm looking here in the instructions. I'm going to see if I can zoom in on this for you guys. So first of all, here's the sheet of stickers. You got 4 similar ones on top, 4 similar ones on bottom. Sticker, 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 sticker. Boom, boom. Now, if you're looking at the instructions, you can see... Well, let me zoom in. Oh, it will. Cool. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it back perfectly, but... so you can see here in the instructions, it doesn't actually have these numbered, which is something... They always have them numbered. It says put them here like this. And then, if you look down here inside... We have one of the sticker types. Oh, it just occurred to me that my pointer doesn't show up. If you're looking inside this cylinder, if you look at one of these pieces, you can see that there's one sticker over here and there's one sticker over here. And so for the one that's oriented like this, you have them lined up the way they do. Now, if you look at the one that's going around the corner here, the sticker that's on the right side of this one is on the left side of this one. So we have an opportunity to do something completely unlike anything I have ever done in one of these sets. And I think I am going to randomly assign the placement and orientation of these stickers on these instead of making every single one exactly the same. And I apologize if this has alarmed any of you, but it kind of feels like what they're going for is a pseudo random assignment, and sometimes you just have to embrace the chaos. However, that does not mean that the stickers should not be aligned correctly. Given the fact that nobody has replied right now, I think I've either broken the internet or you've all died. I don't know. I'm sorry if this was too much for you guys. It felt right. Once again, I feel the need to point out that I haven't even had any of my special Lego juice today. I'm not even going to look at that one to see what I did. We're just going to keep putting stickers down. Willy-nilly. I'm going to make this one upside down. Yeah, this is loco. Oh, that one's not even very straight. Doesn't matter.
Hello?
Okay, this one. Place over here. Upside down. Go. See? Two totally random sticker placements. Go ahead and put another one on here. Okay. This guy. guy can be over here randomly. Not holding it right. There. Yep. Delightfully random. This one will go like... Maybe we'll put this one on the other side. Like that. Like so. And this one we'll just throw in here too. We'll just embrace the chaos. Sometimes the only way to be in control is to be out of control. There we go. And just to prove to you, I'm going to hold it up. We really did that. There we have 4 completely randomly spread out here, hold them this way. There you go. Nope, too high. Not one the same as the other. All different. Bo James, I hope you're enjoying the unorthodox building techniques I'm employing right now. Letting it flow through me. What you guys don't know is Lex is going to wake up at like 3:42 in the morning, look over to her side, and I'm not going to be in the bed anymore. She's going to come out and she's going to see a light on down at the end of the hallway, and I'm going to be in the Lego studio. Some goof off. Delicately removing these stickers and correcting the wrong that I just did. And then when I find that I can't actually do that, I'll be holding my knees, rocking back and forth in the corner. Man, who knew when I bought this set that it would be such a personal growth moment for me when I finally got around to building it. If you'd have told me 5 years ago that this is where I'd be doing this right now, I don't know, I would have laughed in your face. Sometimes doing something the wrong way is the right way to do it in context. True. When I bought this set, I think I was living in the Fortress of Solitude at the time, so that would, yeah. Yep. Good point. So I imagine with the combination of working from home and how much time you've been spending down there lately, it's probably still a bit of a fortress of solitude. There. You know it's bad when your own mother doesn't recognize you. Okay, where do all these little clippy things go? We're gonna go all around. Don't worry, we're gonna get back to being OCD here. So, I'm gonna click that on there to show you. One of the things that I can't tell if I like it or hate it, but if you look at this little, the dark gray clip, you can see the upper part that's away from my thumbs. That has a crescent and it looks kind of like a minifig hand, a gray minifig hand. Whereas the bottom actually, if I put another one here, so you can tell the top of that looks like a little, if you look at the other side of it, I just put this one on backwards, it actually has a more gradual sloped, you can see them next to each other. One of them has, it flares out toward the crescent, and one of them is just it does not. And so that was something that I actually didn't notice when I first started finding sets with these in them, and I would just like a madman just jam them on there and not realize that there was in fact an up and a down to it. Even though if you hold them like this, they line up either way. It makes no difference which way it goes, but it makes a difference. So now we look at this step here, and since now I know I can do this, we're going to zoom in on step 15. And you can see here, if you're looking at it close, I don't know if you can actually see it on your displays, but the side that flares out on all of these is actually on the bottom part, and the part that looks like just a normal hand is going upward. So that's what we're going to do in this part, because the instructions tell us to do so. All I was doing with the stickers earlier was following the directions, which I take it to mean the instructions were telling me to do it randomly. There's a method to the madness. Okay, there. Sometimes I do miss my Fortress of Solitude there, Bo James. Good times. Okay. Got that guy. I'm going to set him off to the side, and from off camera, I just got a nod from the wife letting me know that no, I in fact don't miss that. So I was wrong. I'm much happier now. what kind of a... See how these things are going to come together here. Okay, we have another portal-y thing like this guy here. Oh, this is, okay, that makes sense. So this will attach to this, and then this will attach, presumably, to the tube of random stickers. That brings us all so much joy. Okay. That was lined up like that. Great. Well, we do need to have a spot for the Emperor to fall through. So, and you can kind of see the stickers in there. There. Well, who has a new favorite set? Oh, that was the end of that one. Okay. Thank you. Just so you know, Bo James, the Fortress is a great place to do Lego building. I'm pretty sure that I've built myself a Ferrari down there before. Seems like it'd be a great place for somebody to build another one. Or, in fact, the exact same one. Just a recommendation. Okay, this looks like, I'm gonna guess, just based on this hole pattern here. Oh, no, that won't. It's probably gonna sit right up here. I think we're building the Emperor's platform. Oh, very good. Small Ferrari, nice. There is one more moving piece back here on the back that I failed to point out. Actually, no, that's not true. I totally pointed it out earlier. This piece on the back, it was attached to the tan, not blue connector bits, the ones that I said spin easier. So this back here, I have a feeling that's going to be something that will interact with this somehow, and maybe this will be a breakaway area, which would be just delightful. Ferrari F8 Tribute V39. Oh, that's one of the Speed Champions sets, if I remember correctly. That's, I think it's going to be like one of those, the size of one of the ones that I have on my desk, like the GTR, the two GTRs that I have on my desk. I think. If that's the one that I'm thinking of. And excellent choice. Alright, we got a couple of these. yeah, that set is also way less menacing looking than the big Technic Ferrari set is. There we go. Way more approachable. Two printed on little black flat pieces. This is the kind of thing that I think, sort of thing that MD Cordy would be interested in too. I am curious how many different standard printed faces there are for the little flat 1x2 Lego pieces, because a lot of these they have standard faces. I've certainly seen the same ones printed, used in many different Star Wars sets, and I am curious how many variations they have on that. There's got to be just, hundreds? Like, could be. And certainly there's ones that are frequently used for the Star Wars ones, but lots of different other types of sets kind of like to use the same patterns with these things. I would not be surprised if there's hundreds of different printed faces that they have available. All right. That and the sloped brick. It's like a 2x2 block. 2x2 block, almost this size. Basically that size, and it's slanted. That's a shape that's been around for a very, very long time, and the older sets have stuff printed on those slopes as well. Those probably have even more choices, options. I don't know what the right word to use for that would be. There's probably even more of those than the ones I was just talking about. I don't know what's going on here. There's this little thing hanging out at the bottom down here that it's a plunger of some kind. I don't know what's going to go in there, but I think we're looking at another section that's going to break away in some sort of way. So I am excited to see what that will be. There you go. 2 in the 1978 classic space set alone. In this set, we've come to start seeing a kind of a standard pattern for building a shape like this, and then on the back, basically all of these are roughly the same. So this series of steps right here is getting a little repetitive. Okay. Yeah, and I certainly remember seeing the shape that I was talking about in my old space sets. Mine aren't from 1978. That predates me a little, but probably from mid 80s. Okay. Oop. Uh-oh, I lost the plunger. There we go. Fixed it. Okay. All right, that sits up there, as I thought it might. And okay, well, we have a lightsaber that goes in there, but doesn't actually do anything. So, oh, that's what it's for. Okay, so the little plunger, allows you to fire the lightsaber up. So if you were trying to catch it, oh, that's great. That's really great. Here, I'm going to do that again. See if you can follow the lightsaber here. So, that's super fun. Surprise and delight. That's great. Oh, and the next step tells us how to do it. Great. Already figured it out, Lego. Okay. Now, naturally, we need to build the Emperor's throne. With more stickers. Yay. And, you know, I'm just talking about how much variety they have with these sloped pieces and things printed on them, and why couldn't they have just gotten some of the pre-printed ones instead of making me put stickers on these guys? Because they're mad at me for something. Maybe I don't buy enough Lego. Breathe out. That's what Cordy told me to do last time. Throw that sticker sheet away. We're done with the sticker sheet. It's funny when I get rid of this. It feels like I've cleared my dinner plate of the vegetables, and that's all that's left now are the yummy foods. Oh, that one's not straight. Oh well. Nobody's going to care.
Are you sure?
I know I don't care. A printed double wide cheese slope. Yeah. Yeah, you could be right about that. I'll be on the lookout. Okay, we have a pretty accurate Emperor throne there. And it goes on this swivel piece. So it just snaps into place there, and you can see that the actually spins freely. Like a good office swivel chair. Kind of fun to imagine the Emperor just sitting up there waiting for Luke to show up, and he's just just doing circles in the chair. Kind of funny. Oh, well, this is an annoying step. Okay, we need to make 16 of these things. Great opportunity for a bathroom break if you need to go take a bathroom break. This is going to be an annoying long step. I learned today that some people find monotonous, repetitive steps like this to be relaxing and kind of a way to zen out. Isn't that right, MD Cordy? As opposed to being the horrible hate crime that it actually is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 6. 7. And last but not least, 8. So that's 16 of those. Put this together. We need toppers for our columns here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and an 8. I'll go like this to make them all even. Very nice. And attach like that. Actually, looks like they want us to make them go up even more. Like that. Looks pretty good, I think. Okay. There, and we'll make one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are we having fun yet? 7 and 8. Okay, and let's push them all up like the other one was. Make it all uniform. There we are. The heart of a radioactive artichoke. That is very descriptive, and I agree. It actually kind of has a real neat smooth feel. It's weird. Hey, look at that. Oh, that was bag number 5. We're on bag number 6. That's the... We are almost done. We are an hour and a half in and on the last steps. Thank you. All right. Okay, we have to do another red guard with one of their non-lightsaber things that I was wrong about earlier. Like Edna Mode says, no capes. I feel like that's probably a better reason. than because I don't like the chance of ruining the cape. Just ask ourselves, what would Edna Mode do? I also think I just noticed something about this that I'll show you guys soon. I think I figured out how some things snap together in a different way. Two and two. Okay. Alright, that goes there. And I have a feeling our next step is going to be building the reverse. And it is. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. 2 and 2. Completely unrelated to this build, but I was thinking earlier, I can't believe that the last time I was in Disneyland was back in February. It feels like that was such a long, it feels like that was just a different world. Like, that's only 4 months ago, but it feels so long ago. And I miss it. Okay. This. Do I work for Lego? No, I do not. They make a mint off me though. I don't know if the company could stay in business if I started working for them and got like I assume an employee discount. I too am a Technic lover though. I've got my Lamborghini ordered. I'm really excited about that. Don't know if you've watched any of my other streams here, but last couple of builds I did were actually smaller Technic sets. But welcome to the stream, Technic lover. It's actually one of the other viewers here, Chris Bailey. It was his birthday recently, and I bought him the Dom's Charger Technic set, and it was the first Technic set that he built. And one of the major reasons why I started streaming this in the first place was because he had never built a Technic set before, and I wanted to build the Porsche set for him, so he could watch and see what a Technic set was like. Oh, ha! Last time I went to Legoland would have been probably 2010. Guessing 10 years ago, probably. It's been a long time. Good question, though. Oh, this is fun. Okay, so we're going to have another interactive piece here. Presumably, we're going to be flinging someone somewhere, so let's see where this ends up. It looks like a minifig launcher. Technic lover, do you have a favorite Technic set at this point? And do you have the Lamborghini pre-ordered? Or ordered. I guess it's not pre-ordered anymore. Back-ordered. Sadly. Actually, I was... Cordy, did you end up ordering a Lambo? I have got somewhere between 350 and 400 sets. And those include sets going back to when I was a kid. I've got my first Technic set just off the side here. I've grabbed it a few different times. Shown it off. I haven't actually built it on one of these builds yet. It's not a very complicated set, but it was 1984. But someone that I work with recently asked if I had enough Lego sets to keep building here, and if I was gonna run out of stuff to show people because I ran out of Lego sets to build. And I did some quick math for her and explained how that was not going to be an issue for me for quite some time. Oh, you go with the modular buildings. Cordy has been wanting those real bad. I have decided not to get the modular buildings because I need to draw the line somewhere, and I obviously am really bad at that. If you saw the rest of the Lego Studio, actually, there's a time lapse of me organizing it on my channel here, and if you look at that, you can see all of the, because the racks go around all of the walls, and yeah, I had to draw the line on the modular buildings because if I started collecting those, I'd want to have them all, and it was something that seemed like a good enough place where I could say, you know what, I have enough sets that I collect. I don't need to add another genre to the list. Oh, I read that wrong. Cordy, you're saying you're getting the modular buildings instead, not the Technic lover. I completely misread that. My apologies. Okay, well that's interesting. We just made some doors that are going to slide here. I think we'll put some pieces on top that will make those work a little bit better. Oh, the Hogwarts Castle. Yeah, that's a great set. And the Hogwarts Castle is not a cheap set either, though. It's also an expensive set. After I just recently, one of the streams we did was rebuilding the Disney Castle, and that's a permanent fixture now in our place. Normally I build sets and take them apart and then put them back together later, and most of these boxes are full because I don't leave the sets out, but my wife suggested that we have an area of the house that will be the castle area, and so we can have have Disney Castle and Hogwarts, and we'll have them set up next to each other. Will I ever do a video of all of my completed sets? I don't think I leave them out long enough where I could do a big video of everything. But maybe if I get an impressive collection out at one point in time, I will certainly do it. That's a great Christmas present. Okay, I think we're done building here, and let me show you. Oh yeah, this is actually exactly what I was going to show you. I realized that so it kind of folds up like this. But if this is in, this will actually lock into place, and it makes it a sturdy little connected thing. Whoops. And once you detach these and pull them out to the side and open it up, then you can extend that out. The Death Star should be in the castle section. Well, there is a Darth Vader's castle, which in name at least is a castle, but I think you might be right that the Death Star might qualify as a castle. That's a good point. Live tour of the Lego studio. Sure, I could point out, because now that it's finally organized. Okay, so we have various things to look at here. I'm going to try to show off the different areas. So we have doors that slide open with a whooshing sound if you make the sound yourself. Then we have an area where you could be standing here and fling, and I can't believe that actually landed right there. That was where he needs to go. The Emperor can drop down through the tube, fall out through the bottom. We have the stairs that fly off. Put that on backwards. The Emperor's lightning bolts would make it kind of easy for him to get stuck, but the tube over here, somebody could get thrown into. Falls out through the bottom. Let's put the Emperor in his chair. Just going to lightning bolt people from his chair. Over here we have the breakaway thing, which is pretty cool. So if Luke is standing here, and then that goes, breaks away. Kind of hard to see at this angle. Yeah, this is all great, and let's not forget the lightsaber that launches out of here when you need it the most. That was a lot of fun. That was the end of that, though. That's that. Let's see what other things they tell us here. Oh. Yep. Put Luke up on the breakaway area. We put the red guard out here in front. Darth Vader down here, ready to handcuff Luke for some reason. That seems kind of silly, but yeah, it's great. That was a fun little set. That was as promised, a quick build. How'd we do? 1 hour and 45 minutes. That actually fits together nice and compact. So, yeah, quick, fun little build. Next weekend is a busy weekend. We got some work stuff that I'm not going to get into, but it could be a busy weekend, and may or may not be doing the normal streaming. Lex and I have had some ideas about that too. We might do an interesting thing next week, and we'll see. I don't know. But currently, we're still planning to have something up at 2 o'clock on Saturday. Technically, I always have another set to build. I'm gonna stop with this for right now. That's gonna be it for today. But next Saturday at 2, Saturdays and Sundays at 2 is when I do my builds. So feel free to subscribe, and I think that means you'll get a little notification when I go live. Everyone else, thank you for showing up. Quick, fun build today. A little bit different than the longer builds we've had recently. This was great. See you guys next weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Sundays. Bye, everyone. Oh, are you on Lego Masters, the TV show? Yeah, no, I'm not on Lego Masters. I definitely couldn't qualify for that. No, I like following instructions way too much. But anyway, Techniclever. Hope to see you next weekend. Thanks for showing up. See you, everybody.